What is going on, everybody? I hope everybody's enjoying the week. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Black Apino, the Apple Guy, and if this is your first time here, please think about smashing that subscribe button after this video if this video was helpful. So today I'm going to be talking about, does gear matter when starting your first YouTube channel? And the purpose of this video is not really to tell you yes it is or no it's not. It's just to kind of give you kind of a different perspective in terms of what exactly is it that you're actually going for when starting your YouTube channel. Now, obviously, starting your first YouTube channel, a lot of people think you need expensive camera gear like an A6400 with a Sigma 16mm, or even just a simple point-and-shoot Sony ZV-1. Actually, you don't need any of that. All you need is good lighting, your cell phone, tripod, and a decent mic. So today I'm just going to kind of go over some alternatives on that. And the whole purpose of this video is, obviously with the lockdowns and now that the restrictions are being lifted in a lot of states, a lot of people who never really thought about doing YouTube videos are now looking to want to start YouTube because being locked up in your house, you know, all the time, or just not being able to do anything, now you're consuming a lot more content than you normally would do. So now you're thinking, well, hey, I'm going to start my first YouTube channel, but I need expensive cameras, or I need I need expensive lighting, or I need this and I need that. And a lot of the Facebook forums that I subscribe to, especially for people who are starting off or have smaller channels like mine now, I've been doing YouTube since about 2006. And although technically my channel is granddad old, in terms of growth, it didn't really start taking off until around 2016, 2017. So although I've been kind of swapping out gear as I progress further and further in my YouTube channel, I've also learned that there's just, at some point, you're going to be spending a lot of money on something that you realize you didn't need to spend a lot of money on, versus where you could have saved your money on this and spent money on, you know, that. So obviously when it comes to camera gear, yes, cameras are going to be expensive. You don't want to go cheap, but you realize that most content creators go for expensive gear because they can either afford it, or they just sometimes, you know, if they're sponsored, they will do a review on that camera. For me, I am neither of those. I have the money, obviously, to buy it, but just because you have the money to buy gear, especially when you're starting a venture like YouTube, doesn't mean that you should go out and blow out all this money. So today I'm going to kind of talk about some alternatives to doing this. And heads up, I'm actually shooting not on my Sony camera, neither one of these, the Sony ZV-1 or the A6400. I'm actually shooting off my GoPro Hero 9. Now, I'm not saying you should go ahead and get the GoPro Hero 9 because although it's a great camera, it's an action camera, and it can do all of that, it's about a $350 camera just for that alone. So today I'm going to be talking about some pretty good alternatives that you can use when starting your first YouTube channel. And the first thing we're going to talk about in terms of what you need. So the first thing we're going to talk about what you can use to start off your first YouTube channel is very simple, using your phone. You're going to have your phone on you 24/7, 7 days a week. This with a decent tripod and a good set of lighting, and you got yourself your own perfect YouTube studio until you gain subscribers and you get a little bit more money, whether you're working or whether you're trying to get monetized. You'll have a certain amount of money to kind of start off small and then go from there. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is simply just using a simple tripod. Now, I have several of them myself. I have this one, which is a Manfrotto. This is the Pixie Mini Tabletop. It's pretty simple to use. I think I bought it at B&H for like $18 or $19. It's got this little red handle dot right there. Press that down, and you can literally angle your phone any way you want to. I'll have a link in the description for a majority of the stuff that I'll be talking about in this video. That with a simple Joby, just kind of a simple cell phone holder. Now, you're going to use, if you want to use a cell phone holder, you want to make sure you get one that has a cold shoe on it. And the reason why is I'm going to show you why. So it's got a 3/4 thread, just like you'd have on your tripod. You simply just screw that in. And then you would just simply just take your phone. Now, typically with newer phones like the 12 and the 11, the front-facing cameras do a pretty good job of capturing video. If you have a 10 or lower, like an 8 and a 7, you're going to want to use the rear camera because that's where you're going to get the best video quality out of. But for the 11 and the 12, you get at least, you can shoot 4K on the front facing camera, which I didn't really know that. I actually had to look that up because I thought that most of the front-facing cameras were still shooting at like 1080, but you can do 4K on this. So you simply just lift up. With this mount, it's got little grips on it, positioned in a way that works perfectly fine, snap that into place, and then that doesn't go anywhere. And then again, you simply, with a cold shoe mount, you can take this, slide this up on this, and then the lighting that I'm going to talk about for this is something that I actually bought before my other lights that I use now, and that is this. This is known as the Lume Cube Panel Mini. It's a very simple bi-xenon light. It's about $70, $80. And what's cool about this light is that it already comes with its own diffuser, or if you need to brighten up the area for your videos or whatever you're doing and it's too bright, you don't want to be reflecting, it already also comes with a separate diffuser that you simply would just add on to this, and then it softens up the light so you can turn it a little bit brighter, as bright as you need, and the light is still soft, it's not super harsh. Now, it's a pretty simple light to use. As you'll see on the top, you'll see there's a thread there and a thread there. You can literally, thread there and a thread there. You can literally just put this on a tripod and you can mount it, or again, with something like this setup, you simply just, it'll come with one of these type of holder threads, I guess what you call it. You simply just screw it on, and then you can adjust it to where it, evenly fits your light or your face. And then once you've gotten it figured out, that's pretty much it. And then when you're doing your vloggings, again, the little red dot, simply hold. Now, the cool thing about this light is that to turn it on, it's got really simple settings. That's your blue button that you turn it on with that. That is your little dial there that goes up and down, that adjusts the brightness and the white balance of your light. And then this simply uses, this is just your simple charger. It is a USB-C to USB charger. So to turn it on, you simply just tap the blue button, and then you see the light comes on. Now you'll notice that there's going to be a bunch of displays on the back, which again is pretty cool. These are going to tell you all the stats you need. The very top one tells you how much battery life you've got left. The middle one is the brightness, and the bottom one is the white balance, depending on how you're doing it. You can either set it to more white, or you can set it to more of an earthy tone. But the two that you want to pay attention to the most is the battery life and the brightness. So right now I have it at 1%. So if I turn that up, as you notice, the battery life goes down. So the brighter you have the brighter you have the light, the more the battery time goes down. So depending on how you're doing your videos and how much light you need, you want to make sure that you have just enough battery power to kind of keep the light going. Otherwise, you turn it on, you think you have enough battery life, and then poof, there goes your light, and then you end up having to redo your videos. The good thing is these charge via USB-C, so it's pretty fast charging. I actually bought two of them because before I got my Elgato web light and my other light that I'm going to talk about here in a second, is that you can use this as basically like filler lights, which is actually kind of cool. So you could have like your lamp there, and if there's not enough brightness over here, take one of these, simply just set it on a tripod, and then that would use as your filler light. It's small, but it does a really good job of doing that, and that's why I have two of them, because I do use them during the winter time. In the summertime, I don't really have a need for lights, because living in Alaska, between May and September, it's pretty much light 18 hours a day. And then when winter hits, then I'll use stuff like my Elgato lights, these, or the next light that I'm going to be talking about. But again, with the Elgato light, which is a key light that you see a lot of Twitch streamers using, it is a rather expensive light. It's about a $130 light. So again, if you're starting off with your first YouTube channel, you don't need to spend that kind of money on lights. Something like this at $80 works perfectly fine. This right here, this is called the Newer LED/photo video light. Now, what I love about this is that it comes with its own set of diffusers. So you get a white one, and this goes for both of them because it's a 2-pack. You get 2 white ones. You also get 2 blue ones, 2 red ones, and 2 yellow ones. So if you want to change up your lighting style when you're doing your videos, it gives you that all for free. Also comes with this cool little kind of tripod setup. So this right here is going to be your simple tripod. Again, you stick that on that, set it down, and then what you can do here is you can actually extend this just like this, and it extends out to about 6 feet. You lock it, set this up, and then there you go. You have just your own personal light for this. And then if you need to adjust the light, this right here, you can adjust, you can adjust the light itself, or if you wanted to move the light, if you wanted to move the whole thing itself without the light, then you simply just, oops, then you would simply just take this and you would unscrew, and then it's up and down. Keep the light in a certain area. If you want to do it in a different way, you simply just tighten that up, and then you can move it up and down, and that's that. So it's a pretty simple light to use. Now the remote is even easier. It's 3 buttons. That's your power button. Press up, brighten. Press down, light, not brighten. And again, it comes with the diffuser, so there's no reason to have to set the different Kelvins and all that. If you need brightness, simply press up, more bright. If you need it to be cooler, or if you need less light, you simply press down. And the best feature about this is that it's powered via USB. So unlike the Lume Cube, where you need to charge it up with like a battery bank or something like that, this you can simply just plug into a USB port on any device, whether it's your PC or a desktop or a Mac. You can even use a battery bank if you have the ones that have the 2 plug-ins. You can power them both up with this at the same time. So basically you get kind of like a continuous power source by simply just plugging this in to your USB port on a power bank, and then you can set both of them aside and you have yourself decent backlighting or just a filler light. And I'll have a link in the description for these if you want to take a look at this. It's an amazing deal off Amazon. It's like $50. So when it comes to audio, yes, you can use any mic that you want. Right now on my GoPro Hero 9 that I'm using, I could be using the medium mod, which is what I have my GoPro in, but I'm actually using a GoPro Wireless Go 2 on this. So basically that whole system, it's a $300 wireless mic. So right now I'm using the Rode Wireless Go 2. Now this is a $300 mic set. It comes with three mics. One's a transmitter, 2 are receivers, but it's $300. That's a lot of money to be spending on audio. Now you can buy the less expensive version, which is the Rode Wireless Go's, but these will set you back $200. And again, when you're starting off your first YouTube channel, you want to save as much money as you can, so that when you get more views and more subscribers, then you have the ability to buy better gear as you gain more subscribers. So the best alternative is to buy one of these, and I recommend this to anyone who is looking to start their first YouTube channel. Even if you've already got a channel and you want to upgrade your audio but you want to spend a lot of money, I highly recommend the Boya M1 mic. This is an $18 mic, simply just plugs in via 3.5 millimeter. So obviously with the newer iPhones, anything past I think the 10, which doesn't have the 8.5 millimeter jack, it should come with one of these. If you don't, you can simply buy one of these at your local Best Buy or any local electronics store that carries Apple devices. You take this, plug that into this. Take this, which is your Lightning, because all iPhones are going to still have the Lightning. You take that, and then you simply just take that into your iPhone, and you simply just plug it in. It does give you a crazy amount of cord. So just like you see the wireless lav on my shirt right here, you can do the same thing with this. It's crazy long. I honestly don't know why they give it to you in such a long cord, but that's the best alternative for this. And again, this paired with just your simple $80 Lume Cube light, simply just attach that, just like that, and then you have yourself the perfect vlog, because this you can tuck up under your shirt, or if you have a jacket, you can tuck it up into your jacket. Clips on, and it is battery operated, so you will have to buy some batteries, but the cool thing about it is that it's pretty simple to use. So right here, you'll notice right there, there's 2 settings. There's the camera, and then there's the smartphone. If you're using the camera, you simply turn it on for the camera. That way you can power it on through the camera. Or if you're using the smartphone, you simply just leave it turned off, and then everything just goes through the smartphone. That way you don't have to worry about running through battery. It's a pretty easy, simple microphone. And again, I have a link in the description for this. I did do a review on this. It's the best bang for the buck when it comes to any type of microphones. Now, obviously, there's other inexpensive microphones as well. I think they have another version of this, which I think is about the same price. But I've had this for quite a while. Before I bought my Rode Go, I was using this for pretty much most of my audio. So I hope that this video was helpful in some way. I hope that you can kind of understand exactly that you don't need expensive gear to start your first YouTube channel. Again, as I've shown, a simple tripod, phone handle, inexpensive light like this, or if you want to do it in a more of a home environment, the newer lights that I showed, that with this works perfectly fine. You got yourself a great setup for YouTube, and then as you get more subscribers and more viewers, then you can up to more expensive gear. So I want to thank everybody for watching this video. Again, if you're new to my channel, don't forget to smash that subscribe button, hit the bell notification, that way you don't miss content when I drop my videos. And this video was great, give me a thumbs up. And again, my name is Blanket Pino the Apple Guy, and I will see you guys in the next video.